Once there was just men and nature. Then men came bearing crosses. We used to believe that we were the center of the universe, that the sun and the stars all revolved around us. And we spent the last 500 years since Copernicus in this slow crawl to where we are now, to this pinnacle of human achievement, where we finally bent nature to our will. We split the atom. We broke the fabric of reality. That's how far we've come. Now the lights of our cities stretch further than the stars in the sky. But the more perfect society gets, the more psychotic we become. We evolved through brutality. That's why we had teeth and claws. Self-preservation was the highest law. But as time went on, the pack began to provide for us, and we abandoned our violent nature. But it never went away. Laid beside us in our sleep, waiting. And as it waited, we became slaves to the systems we built. Now it's all falling apart. Soon our cities will be washed away by floods, buried in sand, burned to the ground. That's why you found me. Because you're no longer blind to all this.
This meeting is being recorded.
What was she saying about it? Hell yeah.
Because she's like, oh, hey, I know you don't like Disney and giving Disney money, but like, there was the only one that I thought you would like. And I was just like, okay. So it's cool. It's a cool one. He's all stiff and ready. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, she knew which one to get you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted like that old school one with like the blue collars and the blue thing.
The ringer?
Yeah, but I guess those are pretty vintage.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got a third party.
What's going on, guys?
Can you hear us?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
I'm Pat.
I'm Adam.
All right, man. Nice to meet you.
Hell yeah. What up, man?
What's going on?
Just chilling, bro.
Yeah.
Just chilling. Yeah. Sorry for the delay, but
no worries.
This is no budget productions over here. You know, sometimes you got to delete files to make room for shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, hell yeah, bro. How you been living?
Oh, good, man. Just trying to get through the winter. It's tough up here, so.
We were talking a minute ago. We've been complaining about the winter, and you know, we have it pretty soft down here in the Bay Area. Besides, you know, our bomb cyclone that we just had, but you guys, you have real winter up there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as real as some places, but it's just like wet and muddy all the time. So kind of it gets old after a while, and there's like no sun. Like, you know, you go to places where it's like super cold, like Colorado, but they have sun at least, you know. It's just gray here. Even when it's dry, there's like no rain today or yesterday, but it's just the sun never comes out.
It just stays muddy and wet.
Yeah.
Damp. The damp.
Yeah.
You get
what's the deal? What's the deal with Pantera? Why is there all these Pantera memes I've been seeing? Did
something just happen again?
I don't know. I don't know. I saw you wearing the hat, and then I was just wondering if something happened.
Well, they've been playing shows, I think. I
Okay,
think they've finally been playing shows, and so maybe that's why the memes are popping up again.
got it.
Yeah, they have Zach Wild playing Dimebag Daryl.
Nice.
Yeah, sure it's good.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, yeah. I guess they're not supposed to play here till like 2025 or something like that.
Yeah, are they playing like clubs or big stadiums?
I think they're doing big stuff.
Yeah,
Like the
think
Shoreline.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm sure. I think it's a big cha-ching fucking grab for sure.
Well, good for them, dude.
Yeah. Fuck it, whatever, dude.
Yeah. I like watching a good show at the Shoreline, though.
I saw that was my first show I ever went. My first real concert that I ever went to was
It's like
Metallica and Suicidal Tendencies in '94, summer of '94. There,
at the Shoreline.
yeah,
Fuck,
Awesome.
That's a good show, man.
yeah. Candlebox was the first band to play, and they got like booed off the stage.
bet,
At like 3 songs, they were like "fuck you guys" and just left.
Amazing.
And then Suicidal came out, and it was fucking rad.
I mean, who in their right mind would go if you're a Candlebox fan? Why would you go see them with Suicidal and Metallica? You
Yeah,
know,
I think
you know?
I think like Alice in Chains, who I don't like any better than Candlebox, was like supposed to be the ones, and they canceled or something, so they filled in.
Right. I mean,
and what's the Candlebox song though? The one, isn't it like "Shine That Light on Me" or something like that?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
Shine. Yeah, like I actually just saw this thing on YouTube about like this guy, and apparently like he's like the son of a minister or something like that, and so the song is like a prayer. So it's a real weird thing, but they were grunge, right?
Yeah, they're kind of grunge.
They're on the very end, like
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Nashville or some kind of southern state, right?
I can't remember.
I have no clue.
I mean, I just know it from that thing. I was watching an interview with him because they all go from that like grunge, like that grunge when they look young or something like that, to like what they look like now. And you're just like, holy shit, dude! Like,
Aged
you look old
big
as
time.
fuck.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, because they were probably like our age then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah. I know way too much about this fucking man. Like he was like 27 years old, like when that song broke or something like that. And his brother wrote it, and his brother was like 5 years younger than him or something. I don't know. I don't know. I watch this guy that has a studio, and he always interviews. Like there's like that guy. He's like the Doctor of Rock. Have you ever watched that guy?
I don't think
No.
so.
I like it. It's like it's very entertaining. Like he just has all these like he's almost like this guy that like is like Casey Kasem but for like YouTube, and I watch it. I forget it's like the Doctor of Rock. It's pretty interesting. He goes off about like the little idiosyncrasies of bands and stuff, and so I get into it. And Candlebox was one of the interviews, so there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but dude, at the Shoreline, they don't even allow you to party in the parking lot anymore. If that, you can't.
There's no more
kick it out there.
tailgate.
No more tailgating out there. And because I pulled up with a cooler to see I forget what show, but I pulled up and it was like a nice summer day, like after work, because it's like on a Thursday it'll be a nice show, and then you just go out there and chill and then go into the show. But they have security guards going, "You can't drink here." And you're just like, I can't. It's a field in the middle of nowhere.
It's because you got to go inside and buy like $18 beers. That's what they want you to do.
They get you
Easily.
They get you.
And those stadium kegs too, where they're like 3%. They buy them from Utah or something.
They got that Utah thing. Yeah.
That's an ancient conspiracy right there.
I didn't know that one, man.
Yeah, that was a thing a while ago. A bunch of teams got busted. They were buying their kegs from Utah because it's lesser percent.
Yeah.
And then just selling it as whatever. So like, that's the trick. If you ever go to a sporting event, you got to buy nowadays
sealed container.
Yeah, sealed container. Even I wouldn't even trust like they kind of have like fancier bars now, and they'll have Lagunitas and shit. I wouldn't even trust those, unless it was in the bottle or whatever. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, you're just getting ripped that way. You just got to get obliterated before you go in the game, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
which is what they're getting rid of again at that spot. I've actually never been to the shoreline. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty cool. It's wild, man. They have it's got like the seats, it's an amphitheater. So they got the seats up front and it's like a half like the clamshell type deal, and then it's grass in the back, but it's sloped. So if there's a pit, for half of the pit, you're running downhill. And then you got to run uphill, and then it goes downhill like super fast, and there's people like sliding all over the place and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Awesome.
yeah. Normally, you just throw your like little Mexican blanket out there and just go for the full chill mode, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Is that place old?
I don't know, 90s, maybe 80s. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's not
built,
like
it's built right over there off by Moffett Field, really, like some like old like base that they just had space, and probably built on like nuclear waste or something like that, because they're like, oh, there's no homes out there and stuff like that. No, it's actually pretty cool. I like it, except like it's not like any of those like Call Us Day on the Green kind of like shows back in the day. Those were epic.
It says it opened in 86.
Okay, yeah, so it's newer. I was just looking up on
I mean, they had like one band that I was into, like with country music. They have country music out there, but you got to be careful. You got to get your tickets really early for the country, because for some reason everybody that loves country music loves going and seeing shows there. So last show I was like checking in on was like that Morgan Wallen, who's actually pretty good, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? He's not like Charlie Crockett or nothing, but he's good. The tickets were like $2,000 to get into that show.
Really? Are you fucking
Dude, it blew me away. I'm like, this guy to get in that lower section, Morgan Wallen. Yeah,
man?
it was really expensive. I didn't go to it, but like,
yeah, I wouldn't fucking go to that either.
yeah, country music's making like such a comeback. There's that one lady too who has like that song. I can't remember her name, but she has that like a Heart Like a Truck or something like that. Anybody?
No,
It's
man.
pretty popular. Her tickets like went from like $25. She won a Grammy, and now they're like $500 tickets. Getting that Grammy, dude. Getting that Grammy for your mantle above your above your fireplace.
Yeah,
Music.
That's a notch.
You can charge a lot right after that.
It's definitely takes you in the upper echelon of celebrity whores. You know what I mean? Like, because once you have that Grammy, you can you're always known as the Grammy award winning person.
Yeah.
Even, same with the Academy Award, you're forever known as that, So like that notches your status in the hierarchy of celebrity whores.
You made someone a lot of money, and they're just going, hey, you want that Grammy now? That's basically what it is, right?
More or less.
You made someone money. What do you got here? What'd you pull up?
This is it's Google campus. It's right next to the shoreline.
Oh yeah.
There's a little NASA thing.
Yeah, Moffett Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Moffett? It's right here.
Right over there.
Right
Zoom
there.
in, it was right to the right.
Yeah.
Those things are way more massive when you look at them, though, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
There's a golf course here.
Oh, that's a Robert Trent Jones Jr. course.
Huh. There's golf courses here.
What is that one? One of them is a Robert Trent Jr.
Shoreline Golf Links.
Yeah, what's that one?
This is the golf club at Moffett Field.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that's hidden.
I don't look like shit. Yeah, but that's a Robert Trent Jr. course over there. I know that.
What's up with that dude?
Like it's like a family of golf course builders. Like his dad was a golf course builder, architect. They got them they're all over the place. They're all over the world. It's like the same thing with like all those architects. Like you get like 4 or 5 builds at the same time. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah, they have a couple down in Monterey. You know what? Poppy Hills was and that's in Monterey too. Was Robert Trent Jones Jr. or Robert Trent Jones, maybe his dad. Yeah. Oh, so, dude, I'm a big fan of your podcast, Adam.
Oh, rad! Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to say that right off the bat. Yeah.
Oh, dude, for sure.
I've listened to it like 30 times, like 30 different ones, probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. Definitely a Hall of Fame podcast, dude. Like
Yeah.
there's no doubt. Like the whole overall, like the whole overall picture of it, you know. I mean, it's such a great idea, and we got to watch it unfold for so long, you know. Like, you know, um, I was really, you know, it's like, I was really rooting for Deborah every show, you know, I listened to. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, you know, it's like, yes, you know, and like, yes. And it was just so interesting to watch her struggles with coming to copes with like the world is fucked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, her pushback from her friends and her family and everything, like stuff that we've all experienced, you know, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just really, really cool to experience, and I was rooting for. And I'm so stoked that you guys are still doing episodes. That's a
Yeah.
big, then it's a, you know, it's a victory, man. She's still here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's a
cool. Now
victory.
we switched it up, so we're not really doing guests really anymore. It's just her and I just going through like the news. I mean, we don't even need to get into Hollow Earth anymore. Like just looking at like what happened last week is enough to fill up an hour and a half every week. And it's good when there's no guests now because she actually talks. Like she gets super intimidated and scared when there's like someone who's claiming to be an expert at something, and then it's not always the case, and from what I've found after 2 years of podcasting. But
Totally.
but um but yeah, it's good. And then we're gonna be doing some, we start up at Patreon too, so we're doing some extra bonus stuff. We're gonna do like a movie review once a month, and then we're gonna have like one big guest once a month on the Patreon, and Chud's gonna be on that one too. So this week we're watching The Wraith. You ever watch that movie?
The Wraith.
19 The Wraith, 1986 Charlie Sheen classic.
Oh yeah, dude. I have, but you know, 20 years ago or
Yeah, it's
something.
got Clint Howard in it, and like a and a souped up Dodge Daytona from the future. And yeah,
Awesome.
so we're gonna watch that and do a review on it. It's got the hot chick, like the bad girl from Thrashing.
Ooh,
So yeah,
the
you
hot
get to see
one.
her. Yeah, you get to see her boobs.
Ooh.
Yeah, all sorts of good stuff.
Are you gonna
What
do it like Mystery Science Theater
We're
3000
not gonna we're
style?
not gonna watch it live, but we're gonna like
Oh
announce it
man.
what movie it is. So, yeah, I think like Andy and them are Andy from Deep Share, they're trying to do that. But man, I don't think it's gonna last for very long. I think if you try to put that up anywhere with that audio, they'll get you. And I don't
Sure.
have anywhere to do it anymore because we got kicked off of YouTube. So
Right. Plus,
yeah,
people only watch the first 5 minutes and turn it off anyways, you know.
yeah,
But that's awesome, dude. No, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. Deborah's an awesome person, and you know, it's really cool that she put herself out there like that. Like, I mean, it's fucking
yeah.
that's major, dude. I mean,
I
I
couldn't do
feel
it
it.
with I couldn't do it with my mom, you know.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even want to, man.
Yeah, I don't think my mom
With mine, not
my
yours.
mom doesn't even know that we do it, you know. So
Totally. My mom brought up, I think it was over Thanksgiving. She mentioned something like, "Oh, your cousin was telling me you do like a science history thing." I'm like, yeah, let's just change the subject right away.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's no, you know, it's not even worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, how's the Niners game?
yeah,
I'm skipping right along this one.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, it's better that way.
Yeah. I made it through Christmas with the family. It's like the first time I'd seen my parents in like since 2000, early 2019, and it went good, man. I was super worried about it, and it went great. So it's
Cool,
cool.
awesome. Yeah, man. You know, whatever. I've had plenty of resentments and issues with family, and things are pretty better now than they ever were, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck it, man. You know, we can all get along. I think Rodney King said that once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
They all come around eventually, I think. You know what I mean? They all like pull you
Totally.
aside and be like, oh, they all pull you aside and be like, oh yeah, the Challenger explosion was fucking weird, dude. You know? You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. The
Around the
you know,
corner.
the one that I've gotten Deborah to like say that didn't happen is the moon landing.
Okay.
Amazing.
And guess who? I got an email from somebody last night, that said they want to come back on the show. Who did a big show with us.
David Weiss?
No. I'll give you a hint. Buzz Aldrin punched him in the face.
Oh, awesome.
What is that guy's name?
Bart Zabrell.
Bart, yeah, I was gonna say Bart. Yeah, awesome, bro. Yeah,
So,
that show's cool.
Yeah, and the two moon landing shows have been awesome, because we got him, and then the first one was with Alex Stein before he got too big for us. So Bart Zabrell said he had told a bunch of people who had like given him inside information, like he said, I'll give you my word that I won't talk about it. And these people said, when we die, you can do it. And like a bunch of people just died.
Oh, wow.
So he's like making the rounds. So he just emailed me and said he wants to come back on. So
cool. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Didn't one of those guys just get married or remarried?
Yeah. There's photos of Buzz Aldrin. He's like 92 years old with some like cougar in her 50s, man.
Right. Yeah, 93 is like, numbered one of those numbers that reoccurs.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. And it seems about as real as him walking on the moon. So,
How many times has he been married?
I don't know. Probably a whole bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Amazing. That's cool, man. It's so just, was it her conversation with him that finally broke it, or was it a culmination of multiple?
The first time with Alex Stein, she was like really starting to think about it. And that guy's he's a fun guy to talk to. And then
yeah, he's cool.
And then before Bart Zabrell came on, we both listened to his book, Moon Man. If you haven't checked it out, you should. It's like, if you listen to Audible or audiobooks, it's like an 8-hour book. It's worth listening to. And so we both listened to that, and I think that had her pretty well convinced. And then talking to him, like, put it over the top. Chud, like, point blank asked her, like, Deborah, did we go to the moon? And she's just like, no. It's no way.
Amazing. Amazing. And she witnessed that.
Yeah.
All happen. Which that is such a huge, statement.
Yeah. It's weird though, because like so many people, it was like such a huge deal and like a life altering moment for him. Like that's why Bart Zabrell like took it so hard when he found out it was fake. But she said she's like, same thing with JFK assassination. She like remembers it happening, but doesn't remember like it being like a huge deal in her life. So
right.
Some people just like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but some people just are able to go along in life and like not analyze every single thing and like think of 20 different ways that it could go, like we have to do, which kind of sucks sometimes.
No, totally.
It's a little like 9/11, with the like right when right when 9/11, it took me about like maybe like 6-7 months before I was like, oh wait, what? The whole like 9/11, and because it got me in the beginning, right? Like the towers coming down, the whole thing, and then like about a year later, from like just hearing and conversations, it was like, oh, there is something sketchy about this, and then it kind of like moves into like, like maybe the government did do this kind of thing, you know what I mean? It was all set up, I mean, I'm pretty sure that probably is kind of like how JFK was, I mean, you had like Dick Gregory with like that film and stuff like that, and he was like making the circuits like back then in those days. He was like the Dave Chappelle of his time in a way, like just with the film footage of like the Zapruder film or whatever it's called.
Zapruder,
yeah, Zapruder. Yeah. Like so there was people out there kind of just like us, like just like howling at the moon to people, and they're like, God, shut up. Their families probably called them crazy and shit, and just like,
I mean, that's where the term conspiracy theorist came from, is that the FBI or the CIA invented it to like demonize people that were looking into it.
Totally. Yeah. And I'm always curious, and it's interesting what Deborah's take on it was. I'm always curious, like, what was the actual coverage at the time of the thing? Like, what was the importance at the time? Because we see it looking back as history and like these videos and, people talking about it, like from the, looking into the past, but was it even like a big deal at the time? You know what I mean? Where maybe they were just fucking flying up into space and no one was paying attention, whatever, you know what I mean? And that could be for like all kinds of things going back. I've thought about that even with the 1906 quake, like, it's just interesting to hear someone at the time, her perspective of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, I mean, it's getting to be like that for us for more and more things. I mean, there's people drinking at a bar right now who weren't alive when 9/11 happened.
Totally. Yeah, and that's a trip.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, your guys' show is killer.
Oh, dude, epic, man. I'm so glad it's still going.
Yeah, it's been rough. Like the last couple months, I haven't been into like it at all, and just like trying to find guests and talking about stuff that I don't really agree with or believe or anything like that. It sucked because I was like, I'm putting out these shows and it's like I'm not really very happy with them. So I'm stoked with the changes we made. I think it's going to be better and it's cool. So
yeah, I heard you say that on your podcast and I was just like, whoa, like when you announced it on your podcast that you weren't like happy anymore with like doing it or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck, I was like kind of bummed. I'm like, this guy got to keep on going, dude. He's like in the canoe. He got to keep on paddling, dude.
Yeah.
You're halfway across, you got to keep on going. You can't turn back. Keep going.
Yeah. I'll keep going for now, man. See how it goes. But yeah.
Well, you just had to rechange it and, change it up and, make it fun again,
Yeah.
We all like, even like, I'm obsessed with like looking into fucking history and all kinds of shit. But like my social media life, goes in waves, I think it's like I can't just be out there like that 100%. And I think that rings for everyone. We all go in waves of like what what we're into, what we're putting out, or whatever. And it's okay. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there's like so many people.
It's cool to come back with the whole fresh new thing. It's awesome.
Well, dude, that's what like flips me out big time is like sometimes when I'll get like kind of burnt out about the Tartaria stuff, like the normal things, and then all of a sudden like. And this is like funny, old school, like Florida comes up with that new thing. And then you just eat it up like crazy. You start like watching his stuff and analoging those guys. And you're just like, man, they're doing like way more research than I'd ever do, like you just like,
But, it branches off into whole nother worlds and where we could bring in, that's where it's all awesome is all of us can work together. Like they're digging up all this stuff in Florida and all over America. We're digging up all this stuff out here. Adam,
what's going on?
What's
going on in Florida?
Old world Florida, like
have you watched his channel at all?
No.
Oh man, you got to check it out. Old
is
world
he
Florida.
Like is he like South Florida or like up in the Panhandle or
Gainesville?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's north.
Right
north center.
Got it.
I'm not quite sure about that. He could be Tampa Bay or two. Like, well, they did like a lot of like some of the stuff that like is that I was like, okay, this is like solid is that they have like these rocks that have holes in them. And they're like these big rocks are like anchor rocks of like ships. And he ties it into like the Gulf Coast and Mexico and it being a real crescent. And it's like the real crescent and like Garden of Eden. And it's all like Florida being a bunch of like almost Islamic, like the whole thought process is like all from there. And it's been Florida's been completely what do you call it? Built up, like the ground's
terraformed.
Yeah, terraformed. Yeah. All man-made. Yeah. It's really kind of credible stuff. He goes back and what makes it so interesting is like he's like found like some older guys that have already been on the trail of like that kind of like research. And then they're like, they got to be like something like 50 years older than him or something like that. This old guy that he met down there that showed him all the anchors and they kind of put him up in golf courses and they put him up like in like town squares and stuff like that. And they're like these huge ones. And the only other places that they have them are in places like the Philippines, like that are like that size or something like maybe Malaysia or something like that. It's worth like a run through. and they're pretty rad. And Analog's got the water shit down like completely. I like when you like hear them start talking to different people. It's just like it's pretty interesting, really interesting stuff. I mean, everyone's like picking it. It's like like it's like Michelle Gibson. With you're into Michelle Gibson, right, Adam?
Yeah, I love Michelle Gibson.
Yeah, like it's like when you go, and she's just like, I hesitate to say, like an older lady, just kind of like been all over the army bases, and her whole like story of like being like, I started noticing things like back when she was like her dad was in a softball league, and then she starts putting these fucking pieces together, and her content's like super killer,
Yeah.
I mean the stuff that she's done with like the mythological like stories and stuff. I mean that stuff is amazing, man.
Yeah, she knows ley line stuff really well. And then
that's all. I can't remember the actual guy's research that she got that from, but it's he's like a lesser known kind of YouTube guy. I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with remembering names, but Michelle Gibson kind of took his research and kind of kept on going with it. No biting or anything, but just kind of kept on going with it and kind of tied it into all this sorts of crazy stuff. People are just doing like the most random stuff.
Oh, is that one of those rocks right there? On the left?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's it right there. That's that old feller that. Like, yeah. And that was like him. He did a show with Exertist.
Yeah, that was the one with Xertus.
Is it related to like Coral Castle and stuff like that?
He mentions Coral Castle, but it's not necessarily like related to that. I think that's just kind of like recent history. His like he's talking about it being the Garden of Eden, and like some woods, like there's like a Florida oak trees and stuff that he's like pointed to that are they're like massive enough to build these ships that would be able to like navigate the world and stuff like that. And there's only like one place where the wood grows at all these, one or two places. The other places like maybe Greece or something like that where this wood grows. So it just makes more sense in his mind to connect it to the Garden of Eden and like the Islamic like Crescent City and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting stuff. I mean, it's very compelling from my point of view. When I like when you go fuck, like after all said and done, you're like, oh, what's new? And you kind of like, he made a cut like when he was on Exertus, it was just like, man, he was like really making a good case for it all. So I thought,
yeah,
no, totally. Really he has an amazing case for all this stuff. It's awesome. Yeah. Definitely check it out.
Cool.
Yeah. And Waking Up with Analog is the other dude. They've been doing shows together. And he's been researching like fucking 100,000 newspaper articles or something fucking insane.
Yeah, bro. He's up near you too.
Pulling up shit. Yeah, he's up in Portland somewhere up by you.
Oh, wow.
And he has just all these reports about buried cities, giants, all this crazy shit from all over America, but all over the world. It's like, it's all over the world, all these reports. And it's newspaper reports pre-1900 mainly.
Like 1920s, like he said he just cuts it off.
Cut off.
Like yeah. And it's all back before that. Yeah, he's interesting. I think like he has a great way of presenting the stuff too.
Oh, they're super smart and fucking way better than me at presenting this stuff. That's for damn sure, so I could watch their shit all day. Waking Up with Analog.
Okay.
He might not have a YouTube channel, but there's a Twitter.
Okay.
A Twitter channel. Yeah. And Instagram. He's been on Paul Cook's show lately.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great one.
Cool. I wonder what he's found around Portland.
Oh man, I'm sure.
I think he might be South Oregon.
Oh, Southern Oregon. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you? Well, I'll delete it if you don't want me to share. But you're in like more northern Oregon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm up. Okay. You don't have to delete it. I'm up in the middle of nowhere in Northwest Oregon. So, Astoria is like the tippy top northwest corner of Oregon, And so I'm like halfway between there and Portland.
Oh, toward the coast, huh? Cool.
Yeah.
Any
So it's
weird,
like
any
it
weird
takes me
shit up there?
in Astoria. Yeah, tons of stuff. It's named after John Jacob Astor. It was like the first
Oh,
settled
shit.
city in the West Coast.
Wow, really?
Astoria was.
Yeah.
Is that where
was
that
that
like abandoned? Is that where that abandoned like amusement park is? That restaurant?
No. Look
Oh.
up, go to screen share and look up the Astoria column.
Okay, was it part of the Lewis and Clark shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a fort there, and that's where Lewis and Clark supposedly ended their trip.
Oh wait,
and
I
then-
forgot to screen share.
And
Hold
they
on.
We got 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, well maybe yeah. So dude, we're
yeah, there it is right there.
We're hella ghetto productions, and
Yeah.
only get 45 minutes free. You have
I
time?
got 45-minute rounds, dude.
You have
Yeah.
any time to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop this, and then we'll start right here.
Okay.
I'll send a link to you.
Okay.
All right, check you guys
All
out
right,
in a
hell yeah.
second.
All right, yeah.
Of any fucking movie, dude.
This meeting is being recorded.
I'm
You know?
just gonna record just cause.
All right. You know,
Yeah,
like
dude,
it's
Full
like-
Metal Jacket.
It's like the raddest name. It's like the
it's so
raddest
hard.
name ever, dude. Full
big
Metal
time.
Jacket is like the raddest fucking name of any movie. There's never gonna be like another movie that has a radder name than Full Metal Jacket. You know, and just every time you watch that movie, you like notice there's another thing, there's another saying, there's another thing that you see on the guy's helmet. There's like, it's never, to me, that movie is just like never the same movie. I mean, like that one part where they shoot that sniper, and they're like, "Oh, kill her, man!" and they shoot her, and like you hear that dude just goes, "That's fucking hardcore, man." It's like when you hear that shit, it's just like, oh, you just go, dude.
Totally. No,
How did that guy even come up with that? You know, this
yeah.
like hardcore, man.
Yeah, man. And it's one of those awesome movies where like, you know, it's one of those ones where like every time you watch it, you know, you kind of clue into different things because you're like at different, you know, you're at a different space or you're thinking of different things, or you know, there's just so many different ways to read into that one. You know,
Oh yeah,
it's
like,
awesome.
like
It's amazing. You know what I mean? We could watch
like
it right now and talk about Tartaria, I guarantee.
Yeah, for sure. Or just like even like just the first part of it, that first part to where like he's like in the bathroom and shoots him and shit like that. Where like that, it's like that drill sergeant dude is just, it's all him, dude. It's man, it's so off the cuff. It's like as off the cuff as like Caddyshack when like you know, like Rodney Dangerfield is just like shooting from the hip. You know, where you're just like, Jesus Christ, man, like that, you know, because Caddyshack, you know, the whole thing with Caddyshack is like, there's like, okay, cool, we have lines for Rodney, but we can't really write for Rodney, so they just sent Rodney in there, and then that's just all off the cuff, like.
Oh, they just let him freestyle it?
Yeah, who would wear? Do you get a bowl of soup with this hat? And he turns around, he's like, oh, looks good on you. It's all like it's like, I think it's the exact same thing, you know, that like where when you have that guy, you know, Full Metal Jacket though, man, fuck,
Oh,
what
so
a
good.
fucking sick name, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like you could, yeah. I mean, Stanley Kubrick is the king, but like even with The Shining, you know how you like just keep on like all this shit. All Stanley Kubrick was like a master. You know what I mean? He was just a master. I mean, this thing is just meant for taking pictures of it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, totally. Well, maybe since we are here recording, we lost the last segment for viewers who aren't listening live right now, but in the future, hopefully. But this is the Astoria tower that we were talking about. about to talk about before we I stupidly didn't record that rest set combo. Oh, look at even dude, right? Look at this, man. We didn't even see this the first time.
But look at the date, though, dude.
Exactly.
The date matches up with the Tecumseh Comet and the freaking like the uprisings and just the whole.
Yeah, we didn't even notice it was right there.
Yeah, it just matches. That time was just so packed, filled with like wars and just like. I mean, did you ever get into that?
A lot of change. There's definitely a lot of change. I have before.
Yeah.
And like dude, what are they saying lately about comets being made of radium and shit?
I don't know. To be honest with you, like is as far as it goes in, like as far as comets go, or what's in, you know, what space is, or what, you know, the whole thing, because it's like, in one way, if you like this whole comet flying, because we were in a pretty good place. I remember as a kid, Halley's Comet was overhead the whole freaking time.
Yeah, I remember
for like
that too.
for like a year, for like 9 months, to maybe a whole fucking year. You know what I'm saying? It was just flying overhead, and it comes around every 72 years or something like that. I mean, these comets are like these weird
75
things,
or some shit.
Yeah, 78. I don't know. Like I just remember going, oh, I'm actually gonna be around the next time it comes around. I remember thinking that to myself. But
I remember that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna oh shit, I'm gonna see it if I live to be 80 or something. But yeah, man, but if you like the whole space paradigm, like, you know, or like what is the firmament or water? I mean, it could just be like some freaking weird. I mean, at this point, what is it? I mean, if it's flying over the firmament or like in water up there, it's just it's a crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you start hearing about, you know, like actual people from NASA saying that, like, yeah, like, you know, there's no way we ever got outside the firmament, and there's like up there, it's just water up there anyways, you know, you start thinking to yourself, then what the hell is the comet? Like ice? What the hell is it? You know, look at that.
Right. And the thing is, and how they use all the sea terminology with the space program too.
Right.
That's another thing. You know, Crow 777 has a few episodes that he did with just himself where he just makes a mockery of all space program shit. And those are like, if anyone, I recommend those episodes to anyone if you could look them up, because yeah, it's amazing.
Have you ever looked into Crow 777, the reason why it became like popular?
What I don't know. Was it through the with
Lunar
Freeman
Wave?
or whatever? Oh yeah. The Lunar Wave. He was the first one who recorded it or whatever.
Like, yeah. I'm not even like when I watch it, I'm not even quite sure what I'm looking at though. Like, you know, do you understand it?
I do a little bit, but I don't really understand it, but I can see what he's talking about. It's just like a ripple.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's a trip. It makes me think, you know, of like, it's it's like the refreshing of the projection kind of thing, you know?
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. So it's just basically the film. All right, that's okay.
Or no, not the film, but like I think that's maybe, if that's what that is, that's what it makes me think of. The lunar wave makes me think of like the projection of the sky being that's like the refresher of, you know, however many days or years or whatever, because there hasn't been many people who filmed that, which is kind of interesting as well. You know, like no one, like he, from what it sounds like, he was like out there every single fucking night filming and recording the moon, you know, like for years. And like,
well,
you know, there's just
Crow 777 like is a convert. Like he was like I heard the origin story just recently for him, he was a convert. Like he was totally like bought into the whole NASA. That's why he was out there doing things the whole time. And then when that came up, that just kind of like opened his eyes to like, what the hell is that? And that's
word.
Yeah. So, but I think what that is a crazy, like, unnatural thing, right?
Yeah, this is a full-on fucking Starfort ruins.
Yeah. Where's that
It,
at?
so this is it's right by this is Fort Clatsop,
Oh, okay.
and where was it? Did I just lose it? Oh, there it is. The marker where it says the ruins are was like right over here or something. But look, Boy Scouts camp right here.
Of course, right?
Oh, this is where it said the ruins were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got to get my photos loaded up and we could do a cool show over about the shit I've been seeing up in the hills.
Yeah, you've been going off. That's like killer. You've had some time to get out there.
Yeah, I got some days off and some sun finally, and it's like, dude, going for it. Yeah, we'll do that one the next time record. But yeah, dude, this looks like
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
overgrowth, buried. I mean, you even got the inner triangle going.
Totally. And they've found, and this is another thing I just have kind of found. I'll show when we go over the other shit. Is they'll mark lines with these freaking trees. The old lines, they'll do tree markers just like this. Like, it doesn't have to be a fence. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a fence. The trees are doing a pretty damn good job.
Right. I mean, because you don't yeah. I mean, this like whole like satellite technology that they like just left for like the plebes to fool around with just trickled in, and then all of a sudden we have like some sort of weird evidence left behind,
It definitely trips me out a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely a time where I'd be like, don't trust any of this you see.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's like certainly like discernment that you have to like use. I mean, yeah,
For sure. It's like, just looking at it with a different angle, that's all.
or just figuring. I mean, it's all about just kind of like figuring it out. I mean, like I know where, that's what I kind of like really like about it is it's like, it's a square. It's like cut out. And now it looks like it's just been cut out.
Totally. I mean,
Instead of like,
yeah, I mean, and it's like, these are the clear cuts.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
oh, look at this, even has this border here.
And it's like shaved it bald.
And it's even weird, like, who knows? This is probably some bullshit property line, like they're just making up lines on the land.
Yeah. And that's the lookout. What's that? Oh, a mine.
It's a mine or a dump or a landfill.
It's a mine. Look at that. It's all mined out. It's fucking crazy, dude. You got that little mine spill up there. It's probably gold mine. It's probably gold mine, man. But the more like
how torched out it is right here.
Yeah, like the more you get into this like stuff, you know what I mean? You'll start like going, oh, there's like this. There's not every weird kind of like compulsory fucking thought that you've had about like what it could be. Is that the moon?
No, dude, that's somewhere in the Pacific.
Like,
like the chopper went haywire, dude.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
Someone's researched it, bro. Someone's like, it's like someone's like I mean, some of the more interesting stuff, people have like written books. I mean, there's like people that are like writing books all the time, like self-publishing them all the time. These journals that go missing all the time, like that reporter, from a lot of San Jose Mercury guys, these go missing.
We're not the first people to question what the hell's going on. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, I think
We're just the
it's
most recent.
we're just like in a sense, it's like okay, cool. I mean, you know, like I said, like the number one reason why I am who I am when it comes to like mistrusting anything at all is because of like the stuff that like is just provable. You know what I mean? It's just like you're not going to tell me that you started a whole fucking war in Vietnam over a fucking false flag and like tell me that's exactly why we got into that war and then have all these other things like linked to it and then like tell me that you're not lying about it fucking everything, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
We don't even have
been
to
around.
go that far back. You know, we can
Yeah.
just weapons of mass destruction. You could
Sure.
mic drop right there.
Like a false flag. All right. So then basically let's just go, let's just like have it all just be lies, right? And there's like it's super healthy to like be like, hey, look, like I think most people, I think 100% of people like want peace. You know, I think that's what
Totally.
people want. You know what I mean? And then it's just like you have to want to have to war, like every single fucking person pick up like a spear, a fucking tomahawk, and to like so and throw down like in like a war scenario, like you know how they explain like like the Sioux Nation or like Geronimo or like they didn't like white people, they wanted to like just chop their head, like dude, to want total war for the rest of your freaking life is wild, bro.
Totally. I mean, you have to be pushed to something serious.
Yeah, you have to be like,
which is what the false flag accomplishes,
right?
Like so forcing you in a into a corner kind of style.
Yeah, to want to kill every man child and like turn everybody else into a slave. It must have been such a wild like thing, like total war.
Yeah,
it's
all
fucking
out war.
It's war, total war. The way I want you to die, slow death, emancipate. Yeah, it's got to be such a heavy idea, dude. Like, it's got to be totally so heavy.
It seems like it's taken so lightly now too.
Well, I mean, like, and also, I just don't think people even like ruminate on the idea of like that, or like the food being poisoned,
Right.
And just like every buffalo was killed on the way out. Dude, it was like such a so like just imagine like total war when like it had to be like something like you poisoned the fucking food, you fucking killed like you're starving us out. It's total war. It's like
yeah, man. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I sometimes I think about it and I just kind of go, fuck, man. Like
it's heavy.
No one's ever gonna at this point. There's no way to even know what it was.
Totally. I mean, even just if you look at the setting of the West, it's all military, just slaughtering people. Just all out war. Saying they're poisoning. They were fucking giving them disease, enslaving them, and raping them.
Bro, it starts with poisoning. Yeah, like there's
for sure.
That's the number
fires.
One. You just
think these fires have been to fucking find lost shit in all the forests they haven't found yet?
Who knows? Maybe it's just like one of those things where it's like, there's like an entity, there's like and they just go fucking send in the tool and they just put a satellite over the top of it and they just go, there's no way to pinpoint this freaking entity and unless we just burn it all out right now, And I guess, like, the stuff, like if you really want to let your mind like completely go with it. It's just like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, like what they talk about with like CERN letting out entities and they can't get them back, you know, they opened it up for too long, like got to, and then an entity, like, yeah, why wouldn't they just burn a whole fucking forest to like smoke it out?
Totally.
You
Yeah,
know, because this thing, yeah.
Yeah, they've done it so many times.
Yeah.
So many examples we can name, you know,
Bro,
Chernobyl, fucking all kinds of shit.
the weapons that like we even like just have like a helicopter fly over your fucking head, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they got you. You know, you're just like that's what makes like all this like crazy stuff that like, you know, them taking over like buildings in Oregon, like those in those organs and like just being like, oh, this is ours, da 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 da. And then like the government's like, no, it isn't. And then like a month later, like the civil courts of that state go, well, it is theirs. And then it's just like there's a blackout on the information. You know what I mean? It's so fucking weird. It's so like, you know, and they just go, okay, well, we can't let people know that, you know, because there's still people walking around with like that guy's diary, Lewis and Clark's diary. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure.
And they got it somewhere buried, and it's just like, you know, they know what's up.
Right.
They go,
Or,
they just
you know, they renamed.
that,
They could have. Sorry, they could have pieced it out into different books or whatever. You know, like, you know what I mean? Fucking.
yeah.
It could still be. It could actually be out there. Just it's not called
Oh
his
yeah, with
diary.
everything.
You know.
It's
Yeah.
it's probably like a ledger of everybody. Like they still do this, man. This was so crazy. There's a ledger that all they have to do is just go, this is ours, and like the courts like look at it. It's still deeds. I mean, that's what's so that's my whole case for this whole thing. When it's just like, you know, if you have a piece of paper saying that like you have the right to like have this land for watering and your like whatever for your family, it's yours. If you don't have that piece of paper, that's why the like when people like give all their information out, it's like that's the privacy is gone. The new technology is privacy, man. Like this empty void of like you know, like having like you know, having like a name where it's like used, but also having like a whole nother like individual like name, right? Like you're like having like 3 or 4 fucking names, you know? It's really kind of like the new technology. And they're defeating it. They're trying to, that's the war, right? Like, oh, you'll end up becoming like who you really are supposed to be if you like, you know, that's like the real war. You know, that's why like I've jumped back into like the hyper reality like study of things, you know. That's why like then, you know, like in a lot of, you know, like so the Matrix is supposed to be like a documentary about this guy Jean Deliard, like stuff, you know. But like Jean Deliard like rejected the Matrix as being his final thesis on it. Like they were asking him, they were going to give him a whole bunch of money to like do all the fucking shit. He ended up dying in like 2007, and he was a super duper critique on everything, right? Like he was like, he's all, oh yeah, Marxism is like they purposely leave out like the end result that destroys the actual argument for Marxists, right? Because it's like when you get to the point where well, Marxist doesn't like make any like doesn't put any value on individual, right? So of course, if you like leave out the 4th stage of Marxism, is like, oh, it's the individual, then you have to like throw out the first 3 steps. So they just leave it out conveniently so that they can like control you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Well, it's like, you know, so people go, oh, Marx is a genius. I go, no, I never thought he was a genius. I thought like exactly what Jean Gilliard, whatever his last name is, Gilliard or something like that. I always kind of like instinctively knew that like there was a value on individualism, right? You know what I mean? There's a value on like somebody's going to work harder than the other person. And that's like actually the truth. That's actually true. Like, yeah, when you can help out and you can make your society better, like, yes, but then all of a sudden it's like when your society becomes like sick, you kind of need to kill it and flush it all down the toilet just so that like you can like, you know, you get better. You get more wow as a human when you become like an individual.
Right.
But everything wants to get you into the thing where it's like, that's one explanation, right? There's one explanation. Even if you unplug like from the matrix that like the matrix has you in, they also kind of want you to be the fucking savior of all the fucking people. And that's like a weird kind of like idea where it's just like, no, that's not it. You unplug from the matrix because the matrix is fucking you up and it's fucking up a lot of other people. You're not going to fucking save anyone else. That's not like how it works. The thing is the way you can explain it is like, you know, if you see like a strawberry growing in the wild, right? And it's like it's a little strawberry. It blooms like in May. That's it, and it goes away. And a lot of people can never eat a strawberry, right? So the lucky people that have like eaten strawberries and then showed it to someone, and then someone's like, oh, why don't we breed these strawberries for like maximum growth, right? And we can do the thing. And then you get bigger strawberries like from Watsonville, and they dip them in chocolate and they make them like, and then everyone can enjoy them, right? So then you have like everyone enjoying strawberries, and then some guy goes, why don't we make it into a candy? Like, all right, let's make it into a strawberry. And then it's like, this is a great strawberry candy. Let's make it into a syrup so we can put it into a soda. And then let's make it into a jelly, whatever. And it's like this hyper version of like what an actual strawberry is, right? So as humans, we're like this hyper version of what we're supposed to be. Like, we're spaz. We go to work every single day. We're spazzing. We're stressing. We're like, we have to be perfect. We have to like, you know, this or that. And so we're like this hyper. But then in the end, just try telling someone to like go out into the forest to find like a wild strawberry and eat it. It doesn't exist. And when it does exist, you're too afraid to even like taste it because you're all, is it poisonous? You're like, oh no, the shit you're eating is fucking poison. This is like a lucky thing that this is like, if this makes
as
you
real
sick,
as it gets.
yes. So you're scared of what the real is. Like, oh, it's around for like 1 month every single year, and they're like small, like any other kind of berry, right? Now they're gigantic berries and fucking, you know, and it's like trade secrets. They protect these strawberry seeds and the temperature and the way they fucking grow to get the maximum what they are. That like even now there's like this trade war with China because China like built this whole fucking climate. They like knock down buildings, move this whole fucking town out just so they can grow fucking strawberries. It's a wild thing, right? Because they want strawberries and they want the luxury of a fucking big giant strawberry. But dude, they don't grow there. They had to manufacture even the fucking weather for fucking the strawberry.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah,
so it's like
it's still like not, you know, real, really.
It's not real. It's like it's like hyper. So like it's like the whole idea of like now we're drinking something that's not even made from a fucking strawberry. It's like chemicals that are like that they fucking throw into a vat,
some kind of flavor,
up into some kind of fucking poison. And you're like okay, well I'll do this. I'll drink the Shasta strawberry soda and be happy. And then see that's like the whole thing. That's why like that's a reality check. So like you either, you know what I mean? That's a reality check. Because it's the same thing when you take like are you gonna go, you know, you can do that, but you can do it with your mind. So you fuck up your mind. It's just like anything else. You end up like high, like just sending these like corn syrup and all this shit into your body, and it just fucks you up.
Yeah, it spazzes you fucking.
Yeah.
And you know, it just creates more discourse on your path of discourse of fucking your career slavery, your debt slavery, more mental slavery.
Oh, dude, the hyper reality part of it is this. It's like then you vote in some lady from Berkeley to the highest court of the land that can't even tell you what a fucking woman is. She doesn't even believe what a woman is. And see that this is where it becomes like super fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
Not because of like this person, but like, at least if you're going to be like making rules up for like people, you should be able to like describe them. If you can't even fucking describe them, then you don't believe in them. You believe in something totally fucking different. That's what makes it so fucking unclear to me. Like, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, go down the rabbit hole and it's just this tiny little hole in a tunnel, and you know, you get to the end and there's the treasure. I found it. I figured it out. But like the rabbit hole, yeah, it's a tight hole to get in, but once you get in, it just does nothing but open up bigger and bigger and bigger and
dude,
bigger.
it's like,
you know what I mean?
It's like so basically at the end of the rabbit hole, there is something that like you and I'm looking for, and I'm sure that it's like your individuality, who you are.
Sure. And you know, it changes also on the journey through it as well.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's the most precious thing, is like for you to like actually get to like, you know who you are to you, right? To like know yourself. Totally. And that sounds hippie as fucking shit. But I think that like, it's like,
it's real though.
It's as real as it gets.
Yeah. I mean, if anything in this journey, you know, that's a number one important thing.
Yeah. So when people call you a conspiracy theorist or go, hey, you're wild, they're like actually really they're actually really saying, they don't know that they're actually saying this, but they're actually putting up another like thing for you to be like, oh, question yourself. It's like, but why would I question myself? Totally, I'm the one breathing the fucking air. I'm the one seeing the thing. You know what I mean?
They want you to doubt. They want you to question.
Exactly.
They want you to fall in line.
Yeah, because they're hypnotized and they have mind control. And that's like the most painful thing for anyone to like ever have to deal with, is like having like a real true like death ego wise, where they realize that like fucking whatever the ego death is going to hurt you. You know what I mean? It's going to hurt you.
Absolutely.
It's all in your head. But it's all in your head.
Yeah. And it's good. If you do it right, you come out killer on the other side. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like you like readjust, right? You like, totally. And it's like, but if you fucking fight that, if you fight it, it's going to fucking hurt, dude.
Totally.
It hurts regardless.
Way worse.
But like your brain's going to snap if you fight it. It's just like anything else. Like your brain is tangled. It's connected to this electrical, like, I don't know, bob wire that like, it's connected to it. Anyways, we got like 10 seconds, dude. It's good talking to you.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'll talk to you later. Next time, give me a call or text me.
I will. Hell yeah, dude.
That's it.
All right.